All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 140, 145 pound division, whatever they're going to make it up today, where we have more information as Teofimo Lopez finally speaks out. Finally, that 2 days, right? Finally speaks out about why he's not fighting Devin Haney. And it has everything to do with Teofimo Lopez having common sense. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we have an update on why Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney fight fell apart. And it's in part out of Teofimo Lopez's mouth what I knew it was. Some of what he said was different than what I've been told, so I will update those things. But before we get into it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you for everything that you've done. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks of videos like this. It really is a great way to keep the channel going and allow us to continue to do this content. But let's get into this, because when this fight got announced between Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, prematurely, that this fight was done, the first thing that I thought was, hell no, I don't want to see this fight. Why? Because of the garbage fight that I had just seen both of them dudes have in their last fight. And the fact that neither one, Teofimo Lopez nor Devin Haney, really put any real effort forward in that fight. They just tried to coast it to a points win. So when I see this matchup, when they talked about Devin Haney and they talk about Teofimo Lopez, I'm just very upfront with it. I didn't want to see the fight because I think it's a cash grab for both of them, and that neither one of them are really going to fight their hearts out in that fight. More importantly, I don't really think either one of those guys are that good, where a fight like that is going to be promoted as some super fight for no belts at a catch weight. I was not a big fan of the fight because of the styles and the financial system, situation going on with DAZN and Turkey Al-Sheikh, and how these guys are just knowing that they just have to win the fight to get to the next payday. All of that is just, for me, is a recipe for a snooze fest of a fight. Well, it seems that Teofimo Lopez agreed with me. He agreed with me. And what he said was something to the effect of, Devin will just run anyway. We'll go into that fight. Devin Haney's just going to run around anyway. So, no, right? Now, I happen to know that that's not the whole story. That Turkey Al-Sheikh on Devin's side most definitely is trying to put pressure on him if he's going to fight on those cards to put more of an effort forward in the fight. But the same thing applies to Teofimo Lopez too. The Teofimo Lopez is going to have to go out there and really try to put it on the line. Because if Turkey Al-Sheikh has any sense whatsoever, and I know he has a little sense, teeny weeny bit of sense, he knows that he has to do something to prevent Devin Haney from sticking his hand in his pocket and taking out a bunch of money and giggling about it, and Teofimo Lopez from sticking his hand in Turkey Al-Sheikh's pocket and taking out a bunch of money from it. Let's not also forget that Teofimo Lopez is not exactly in the greatest place in the world with Turkey Al-Sheikh, because Teofimo Lopez called Turkey Al-Sheikh a dictator. And I don't think Turkey Al-Sheikh took too kindly to being called a dick by Teofimo Lopez. So there's a lot of different things that come into equation here that prevent this fight from taking place. However, I'm going to tell you that the most important thing for Teofimo Lopez is that he cannot afford that again. He cannot afford to go in there and have Devin Haney behave like Devin Haney behaved against Jose Ramirez. Likewise, Devin Haney cannot afford to go in there with Teofimo Lopez and fight like he fought against Jose Ramirez, and he cannot be in there and have Teofimo Lopez fighting the same way he fought against Arnold Barboza, because all of that thing was nothing but a big ass patty cake session between the four of them. And the people that were the odd men out were Arnold Barboza, who actually was trying to fight, and Jose Ramirez, who was actually trying to fight. So now you get the two fronters who basically played, who slap boxed for 12 rounds and moved around. Now they're in a situation where one of them has to fight. At the very least, one of them has to do it. They can't sit there and just posit and position themselves and try to impress everybody with their foot feints and hope that Boxing Gym's YouTube channel does, some technical breakdown of how excellent their technique is. No, bro. And shout out to Boxing Gyms. Those videos are fun to watch on Boxing Gym's channel because he can teach you all of the different moves and the different things that they're trying to do from a technical aspect. However, for the average boxing fan, that stuff is boring. Okay? Boring. It'll get interesting for a little while, but if you're really technical and you're really a gambler, then yeah, having all of those looking at all those technical things that allow you to predict who's going to win the fight, that's very useful and very, very, very powerful. However, to take those technical videos and then just try to put a showcase of your technical skills on in a boxing ring, don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to see that. People can wonder all day and look at Tiger Woods' golf stroke all day. And they can talk about how he rotates his hip and how his full extension, how he keeps his left arm straight. But at the end of the day, if he keeps shanking them suckers out into the rough and over trees, people are going to stop being interested in how technically expert he is. And I hate to break this to you, but there's a lot of basketball players in the world that are technically better than some of the basketball players in the NBA. Do you know what the problem is? The problem is that they don't have the talent of the people that are in the NBA. And that's what I'm saying about Devin Haney. Devin Haney has all of the technical skills necessary. He is a carbon copy almost of Floyd Mayweather, who is considered to be one of the best, if not the best fighter, technically speaking, of all time, right? That's what they lay that on because he's so technically good. But look, man, people want to see exciting fights. They want to see the blood and guts. The fight with Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu, their first fight, I know they're going to run it back, but the first one, all that blood all over the place, all of that, man, that was an exciting fight. Fights that take place are exciting. Names are not exciting. You know what I mean? Unless you're a fangirl or something and you just want to see their name and be how I got to see Gervonta Davis's chest. No, bro, I want to see Gervonta Davis in good fights. It just so happens that Gervonta Davis is always in good fights, but the media will not ever give the man credit for being in good fights. But I digress. Teofimo Lopez cannot, not afford to throw up a stinker. Devin Haney cannot afford to throw up a stinker. And why is that? Because they have nowhere else to go. Teofimo Lopez, as far as I understand, is still a top-ranked fighter. I don't know that his contract had ended with top. I don't know that. He may have put him over there on a loan. But regardless, Teofimo Lopez does not have a good reputation for being loyal to Bob Arum because of what he did with that nonsense with what was the name of that boxing organization that was Triller, signing with Triller and screwing over Bob Arum for Triller. Now, what's going to happen if he stinks up another fight for Turkey? Then what happens? Then you got to go back to Bob and ask for another fight? Who's going to get you in a fight? See what boxing is turned into? You got Teofimo Lopez who's got to perform. So he doesn't want to fight Devin because he knows Devin's not going to let him perform. It's really and truly that simple. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.